My cheap Chinese Moto in Paraguay is the Kenton GL150. Check out my review. Yesterday I came down from Asuncion, more than 350 kilometers on my tiny little 150cc Chinese-made Paraguayan motorcycle. Awesome adventure. This time on Bike Physics, my return from Encarnacion, Part 1. I woke up in the De la Costa Hotel in Encarnacion right off the Costanera. Beautiful place, on a beautiful day. I got this crazy fun sculpture, Yo Amo Encarnacion. There's me, and there's my tiny little motorcycle at the far end. Went out to have breakfast on the veranda. It's got a nice view. Their breakfast buffet is excellent, and I stuck with the traditional Paraguayan foods. Outside was better, but here's inside. I mean, the place is really nice, really well set up. Here's the buffet, bunch of juices, all kinds of different stuff. I was very well fed, and I tucked a few things in my pockets as to have some snacks before lunch. You pay per person. It was interesting. Now here's my room for one person, 2 good-sized beds. Right at the end of the hall, you could go out, and there's a stairway, and that stairway going down leads to a nice pool. It was cold. I didn't go swimming. From right across the street to the hotel, this is the Costanera. Across the river, the big city, that is Posadas, Argentina. And then right over here, we have McDonald's, another restaurant, another restaurant, another restaurant, another restaurant, and then right there is the De la Costa Hotel. There's the entrance to the beach, and right to the left of that entrance is where I ate last night at Burger King. There are the rules, the lifeguard station, and apparently you're supposed to swim here. It's early August, middle of winter, so nobody's swimming, but check out this view. That's the city of Posadas in Argentina. But I looked back at the hotel, and right up at the top, it looked like there was an observation deck. So I climbed the inside stairs, walked through that door to the right, through the laundry, and outside. And there was a little ladder that led right up to the observation deck. And here it is, metal mesh over a corrugated roof with a bit of a railing. I found another rooftop observatory one time in Buenos Aires. Try it. Just go high and take a look around. So there's Encarnacion, the really big waterfront they recently built, the bridge across, the Posadas. Didn't have time to go across there last night. And the city of Posadas, Argentina. The De la Costa Hotel is really pretty well situated and central to see everything you want to see. There's another observation deck off to my right. You can see that 2-stage ladder. And down below, see some children's toys. Seems like a family lives at the top of the hotel. Just a few more views of the city. Couldn't find a whole lot to do in Encarnacion. Didn't have a whole lot of time, and it seemed to be all focused on the waterfront, the Costanera. I went back to my room to pack everything up and clean all the bugs off the windshield. There are a lot of them. Especially after dark, it was pretty bad. And here's the lobby of the hotel. It's kind of nice. Check it out. This is Paraguayan motorcycle parking. They put them all together. This is American parking. We take up spaces. More views of the Costanera. Before I left, I took a run down to the far end near the bridge. Took some pictures of Posadas. The Costanera is really well put together, and they spent a ton of money on it. Totally recommend Encarnacion. Rode the motorcycle off the road onto the median to get a good picture with this right next to a police kiosk. It didn't even look at me. Here's the other extreme end of the Costanera de Encarnacion. There are a bunch of bridges, and it seems that they're not quite done yet. Looks like they're planning a walking, cycling path running along here, a little tiny bridge, and continuing on to the next bridge. Last picture of Encarnacion. This is typical tall building construction in Paraguay. So I've got to get from Encarnacion, bottom middle, to Asuncion, top left. If you Google map it, it's 5.5 hours, 360 kilometers, and it takes you there. But I want to take a different route on the way home. Look at that, Route 8. I think I'll take that one. I looked at the map, there's Encarnacion. I checked the roads real quick. It seemed to be fine. So I headed off. Had to cross a couple rivers on the way out. These are some pictures that I caught at night on the way in because I arrived after sunset. But the terrain's really nice. It's going to be almost 400 kilometers. My right wrist already hurts from holding the throttle open, like all the way open. Should be fun time. Here's a toll booth, and as usual, motorcycles pass off to the right. This is apparently the turnoff for Route 8, which I want to take north, find a different route on the way home, and it's not marked. There were some markings for cities, but not a marking for Route 8. I figured it had to be because it was about the right place on the map. So I stopped here at the Chipa place and bought a Chipa and asked a question, and apparently this is Route 8. And she was all confused and was wondering, wait, you want to go to Asuncion? And that's straight. Why would you? Oh, you want to? Oh, weird. We only have a few days before we leave the country for a couple of years. So I really hope this is going to be a good adventure on my way home. The road surface, however, on Route 8 isn't the best. Bouncing up and down all over the place. No big holes, but not super smooth. That I got gas at 200 kilometers before I got off here because it's been 30 kilometers since I've seen a town or a gas station or anything, and I've been going up pretty much the whole time, so I'm pretty high, but it seems I'm kind of on a plane. You can hear and see that the wind is pretty bad today, but it is a beautiful day, and I've got to make sure I'm covered up because I will get sunburned if I don't. That windscreen is great for long trips in the cold. Got a bunch of scrubland up here. We are rising. It is getting drier as we move away from the river. Horses and birds and cows and more horses. It's beautiful. The burning really makes me kind of angry. This is one of the big reasons why we can't see anything at distance, is because people burn stuff all the time. They burn so much that it looks like that. I don't get it. Found a good spot for a rest and parked the bike. Took a walk. About 50 kilometers up Route 8. Come to this. It's a nice bridge. I got off, turned left. It's like a little oasis in the midst of a dry prairie. So I got off, took a walk, ate some food, looked at the old bridges, had a really great time. Got back on the motorcycle, kept on going about 30, 40 more kilometers. So I'm about 80 or 90 kilometers in at this point. An hour and a half up the road, and everything's going pretty well. Road's a bit rough, wind's crazy, but I'm on schedule to make it back well before sunset. It's good. And suddenly, the pavement ends. I'm more than an hour up Route 8. I can't turn back. There are no crossroads to get me back to Route 1. What am I supposed to do? Next time on Bike Physics, part 2 of my return from Encarnacion.